Hello, my name is Pete Mills. I am the founder and director of the Broadcast House. I'll just tell you about us very briefly. We're part of the Specialist Works. We're a group of companies that only specialise in direct response marketing, in TV, inserts, press, online and print. Specialist Works has 74 staff with a turnover of 65 million in 2012. And it's founded by myself, and there is a difference with our agency in that I'm an ex-client. I was commercial director of a company you might know, which is called JML, which is actually also my family business, which this year, rather frighteningly, will turn over £120 million, selling household goods. And the Broadcast House, in a nutshell, is the UK's only fully integrated DRTV agency in the UK. So the services we offer are media buying, TV production, analytics, regulatory compliance, including long-form infomercials. We make those things that go on for about 30 minutes. We make short-form TV advertising, and rather uniquely, we establish shopping channels end-to-end. And also video on demand, and that's what I'm really here to talk about today. I'm not here to bore on about how wonderful TV is. So today, in terms of the companies we work with, we typically specialise in bringing retail and mail order brands onto the TV shopping space, as I said, in an end-to-end way. And what we're really about is maximising their revenues, both via broadcast and online. I'm pleased to say we had a couple of accolades this year, so we were voted London's #1 agency by the Recommended Agency Register, and also were voted in the Sunday Times top 100 best companies to work for, which we're rather proud of. So, what I want to talk about today is how we can make the most from our TV production, which is very specialised in terms of TV shopping online. Our approach to TV shopping and TV production all the way through is to amortise our costs throughout. The truth of producing TV, DRTV or TV shopping is that it can be significant. And to make this work, we really must make work as hard as possible across all the marketing mediums. As I said, my background is I came from my family business, a privately owned company, so obviously money had to be used in the most appropriate way at all times. So our approach to TV production was this. We'd make a 30-minute infomercial. From that, we'd cut a short-form TV advertising campaign. From that same video, we'd make an in-store video. We'd then license it internationally. And from 2002, we utilised this online to enhance our web-based sales. The reason for that was we launched our first shopping channel that year, rather innovatively called JML Direct. And obviously, we had tons of content from that, so we wanted to use that as best we possibly could online. Now, the really interesting thing about that was overnight, the sales of the products that we were selling online with TV shopping content, when it was used correctly, and I'll come back to that, were enhanced by 300% as opposed to the static use of photography, which most retailers seem to use online. Now, this was despite the fact that at the time there was very limited distribution of broadband. It was pretty much all dial-up technology. Despite being a relatively new buying mechanism in terms of using videos, which then went on to actual purchase, and despite JML being a relatively new brand at the time. So how can brands enhance sales now using TV content online? Well, I had a quick look around the internet, knowing I was going to be giving this speech, and many of the major brands, the retail brands that I can see, use a lot of online TV to enhance their offer, but they could be doing it so much better than they are at the moment. The good news that you had, which I didn't have in 2002, is broadband penetration is massive, and the streaming technologies actually work now, because they didn't really used to very well at all. But what we seem to see, or what I see, is that basic sales and marketing principles are often not being followed. If you're going to do TV online and you're going to be using it as a retail mechanism, you must maintain the same high level of production value for all of the online adverts. What you typically see with many of the major retailers, they have a one-camera setup with poor lighting of a product sitting in a static situation. They're not applying the same rules that they would, for example, for a TV advert. What this means is you generally have a lack of interest, it's rather boring, and that results in a lack of sales. So what we did initially at JML, because we were so used to doing things at the right kind of second length for getting people to purchase stuff, whether it was on TV or in store or online, was we found that the kind of optimum length for doing this stuff was making 30 or 40-second long adverts, but being actually purposed for that usage. Because the reality is, if you have a small image on TV, it will look absolutely tiny online. We also made sure that at the end of the video that you had a very simple link to purchase. Because a lot of these videos that I was looking at, it takes you back to the static product again. You have to go through the whole journey again. So the actual use of video, whilst it entices initial interest, is not really doing the job that it's meant to be doing. And also, it's a very kind of simple fact, but if you're actually going to be using online video, remember that you actually must be selling every second what you're doing it. There's no point having stills at the end that aren't doing anything, or just putting a poor production value behind that. So I just want to take you through a very case study that kind of brings this whole thing to life. So I'm sure you've seen bits of online video yourself. So we have a client called Pavers Shoes. This company, I hadn't heard of it, to be honest, before they came to me. They're a northern-based company based in York. They turn over £80 million. They have 110 retail outlets. They run shoeshop.com and have a big catalogue operation. They were previously a major supplier to Ideal World, which is obviously secondary to QVC, but they wanted to own their own TV shopping channel just selling shoes. So we launched in 2011 with an as-live concept. I'm going to show you a quick video after this so you can see exactly what we did. With a concept, of selling shoes 24 hours a day, which, if you really want to watch it, is on Sky Digital Channel 659. But the difference what we did with this was we actually shot it with the purpose of a very clear way that no one else has done in shopping before, which we shot the whole thing in 4.5-minute segments, which was used on broadcast, online, and via email distribution. And 400% of the sales that we do on that channel are 400% of all the infomercial channels around that. And I know, because I'm still the son of John Mills, who runs John Mail. He has 4 channels around us, so on an average day we'll take 4 times what he does. He loves that. But the really interesting thing, and the thing, I'm not here, as I say, just to bore on about TV. The bit that we do, and I'm not selling my services here, I'm just selling, I think, the best way that you can use video online, is actually we had the 4.5-minute segments that are running on the TV channel, so it has a look of live, but it's not. It allows us to optimize all the channels, so we had to make 24 hours of this content before we launched. It's a big old project. But interesting, the video on demand stuff that we did, the sales are 300 to 400% better by using video on demand in the correct way than if you have a static technology. And we know that because we have shoeshop.com running side by side in relation to the sales. So what did it do for this company? Well, it established them as a new TV successful brand with a dynamic online video on demand solution, and a TV channel also streamed to maximise sales. If you do have a chance, please have a quick look at that website so you can see how I believe video on demand should be done properly, and it's been successful since day one. So the key messages to really take away, and you'll be glad to hear this is the last bit of it, is that every segment is a home piece of sales material formatted for that particular purpose. The TV production costs must be amortised across every marketing medium to maximise sales and profit, but also to maintain brand consistent messaging.